Hello, everyone. Welcome to KTAL News Now. I'm your host, Anthony Macklin, and the Winter Olympics have now come to a close. But many who watched were probably inspired by the strength and endurance of the elite athletes that were on display. But much of those same basics do matter for healthy aging as well. And here to talk with me more about that is Dr. Ahmed Mohiuddin. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, could you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do with Oak Street Health?
Sure. I'm Ahmed Mohiuddin. I'm a primary care physician. I treat people for their general illnesses, for their long-term health, for managing any conditions they might have. I specifically, I'm a senior medical director, and so I have kind of a management leadership role with the company. But we have Oak Street Health Centers. We have one in Shreveport. We have seven in Louisiana as well. And we have over 200 in the country. And specifically, we treat almost exclusively people who are older than 65. And so our specialty is really caring for older adults, caring for people as they have issues that kind of older adults experience uniquely. So that's kind of our expertise. We have entire centers that are oriented around that. And so, and I'm probably specifically a geriatrician, but I really think of myself as somebody who really cares for older adults as they age.
And could you go into a little bit of the benefits when it comes to staying active as we get older?
There are so many benefits to staying active. I mean, you know, the reason why I really like to stay active is because I like to think of the benefit it gives me today. Because there's tons of benefit that we get day to day. We sleep better when we exercise, particularly if it's not late exercise. We end up sleeping better. We have better energy. Our general happiness and our mood is improved. You'll find your relationships with other people can kind of be improved by having general exercise habits. Everything about our health today is really improved. In addition, medium to long term, of course, our risk of having a heart attack is much lower. Our risk of having a stroke is much lower. Our risk for dementia and memory issues, I mean, that's something that really concerns people as they get older, is significantly lower when you have regular exercise habits.
And aside from those benefits that you mentioned, why is it almost a necessity for when we get older to pretty much do basic everyday functions?
Yeah. So one thing that happens is when you're 30, for instance, an in shape 30-year-old and an out of shape 30-year-old, they have basically 98% of their life is the same. And you kind of get older and you get to 40 and 50 and 60 and 70 and beyond. And you find that somebody who's really tried to take care of themselves, who has managed their conditions, who has had really great nutritional and exercise habits and is really kind of taking care of themselves, they, they have the kind of active lifestyle that we hope to have. We all hope to be able to, play with our loved ones and our grandkids and, be able to take everything out of the time that we have and to kind of tackle each day. But somebody who maybe doesn't have those habits or has not developed them yet, they might have a harder time just going to relate with their friends and family and going for a walk in the park and kind of enjoying everything that the day can offer. And so when you say it's a necessity, I think it is a necessity to having a really full life, especially as we get older, is having those exercise habits is really important.
And when it comes to the Olympics, obviously, these elite athletes, they're staying hydrated, they're building strength and balance, getting their heart rates up. How can some of those be applied to just normal everyday people, and how can they do the same?
Man, Anthony, isn't it amazing to watch? Like you watch these Olympians and they're doing quadruple spins when they're figure skating or they're skiing down, at an incredible speed or going on a slalom or all of these things. The ones that I really like are the cross country skiers because it just takes an incredible amount of endurance. But what they do is the same thing that we do. They just kind of do it at an extreme level. Is they have daily habits, they have consistency, and they are kind of very focused on their exercise and their nutrition. We're not Olympic athletes. I'm not an Olympic athlete. Most people who are watching this are not Olympic athletes, but there's a lot that we can learn from them, and I think the thing that we can really learn from them is, they spend some time on endurance, they spend some time on strength, and then they try their absolute best. Of course, we want to forgive ourselves if we miss something. It's okay to have an odd day or an off week, but they have generally really good consistency, which I think is really important. Just having those sort of daily habits and building those into weekly habits and into monthly habits is the way that we just get step by step improvement. And Olympians have done that to an extreme. We're not going to all do that, but being able to do it to make our health tomorrow just a little bit better than today is really the lesson to learn.
And do you have any advice for people who might be unmotivated so that they can turn a routine into that consistency?
I would say that the thing that I really give advice for is to start small, right? Like let's say you haven't been very active, but you've been hearing about this and you've been kind of wanting to, and people start on January 1st, but there's no reason why you can't start on February 25th. And 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 let's say you wanted to start, I would say, well, if you feel like you can walk 10 minutes, right? It can be an easy walk. Then let's walk 10 minutes and let's do that every day. Let's have a little calendar. Let's give ourselves a checklist. And let's check off every day when we do it. And then the next week, maybe you do 12 minutes. And then the week after that, if you're feeling good, maybe do 14 minutes and just build little by little by little by little. You'll be surprised how far you can go just by consistency and having kind of metered improvement. So I think just that consistency and that daily improvement is the way to go.
And what options are available to people who might not be able to do those everyday tasks, whether it's walking or just like being active in an everyday way?
Yeah, I think you'd be surprised. I think most people can, even if it's even if it's walking down the block and back, right? It can be, I said 10 minutes, but it could be 2 minutes. You can start at the lowest element that you can. Let's say you have issues walking, then I mean, desk exercises are good. You can do things in your couch. You can do things, you can even do chair exercises. There's lots available on YouTube and other resources where lifting yourself on your chair just to kind of get a little bit of strength training and to get yourself a little bit more mobile and flexible. I think that even those really small steps, when built upon, can be really important. So I wouldn't downplay anything that you can do. If you can't walk 10 minutes, then there's certainly other things that you can do, even if it's chair exercises, for instance. And then I would start there.
And do you have any more information or resources available, whether it's at Oak Street Health or online that people can look for?
I mean, our extra health centers, our providers are really trained, and our nurses and our other support staff are really trained in being able to give you some of this information. We have one in Shreveport that is wonderful with a great group of providers. I think the American College of Cardiology also has some information. There are exercise science resources out there online as well. But we can certainly help you guide you towards those.
And is there anything that we didn't cover today that you wanted to touch a little bit more on?
I just wanted to say that, exercise is really important. Exercise together can be a really valuable way to spend time. So if you have a friend that also wants to go through kind of some daily habits as well, doing those together actually can really give you companionship and it can give you some strength and exercise, which I think is really important to fulfilling life. And then don't get intimidated. You want to start small and then build slowly by slowly by slowly. You'll be amazed at what you can do with daily habits. When daily habits over a week, a month, 6 months, a year, you'll be amazed at how much progress you can make.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And if you haven't yet, be sure to visit ktalnews.com, which is where you can find all of your local breaking and trending news stories. It's also where we stream this show every day, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. on KTAL News Now. But for now, I'm Anthony Mocklin. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you for joining us.